So you guys have seen it. You saw us formulate this. You saw us do everything with it. We didn't see is the label, the name, all the back and forth, making sure everything is compliant on the label. Now we have it. MTS Nutrition Sniper, the most transparent pre-workout ever created. Guys, this is exciting. I'm here with Brent and Tim from Armada. Guys, this is amazing. So we're gonna take you through every step of the way from inbound to the HVAC system. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and we're gonna let the smart man take over here, but this product was actually ran last night. So we're gonna go through the process that would happen for a normal product. Obviously, it's been almost 2-3 months in product development, but basically when materials come in, there's at least a week of a lag time between when it inbounds the test and when it gets released. So Tim's gonna walk you through the process that when an ingredient comes in to the finished product comes and give you the flow of it. So off to the guy who's a little smarter than the average.
So we'll start from the beginning, right? So these are all the dock doors. These are where the raw ingredients come in. So you can kind of see everything right here. This is just taken off a truck. The first thing we have to do is go in through those containers and take random samples throughout that. So say if there's 100 bags and a lot of ingredients, we're gonna take square root of that plus 1. So 11 bags randomly sampled in those GMP rooms over there, which are all full PPE, HVAC system, all that good stuff. From there, that sample's brought down to our QC lab, where first we have to ID it. So we have to make sure that ingredient is what it says it is against the C of A. So we're doing kind of like a laser to ID it, and then also depending on what it is, we're going to do additional testing. So leucine, we want to know how much leucine's in it. Protein, how much protein. Vegan proteins, we want to make sure there's no any micro issues or pesticides. Botanicals, we actually have to send out to have them genetically ID'd, which I would say not a lot of contract manufacturers do that. It's pretty unique in the space. So from there, that ingredient is put up into this racking system where it's in our system on a hold until it finishes its testing, which takes a couple days. From there, it's released, and then we're ready to use it for manufacturing. You can take a look over here. This would be ingredients getting picked for a work order. So, typical process goes is you pick the ingredients, you pull them, you measure them, you blend them, and then you put them in packaging, right? This would be the picking part to go get measured. So, I mean, you can see here, this is all beta-alanine, this is all taurine, all types of good stuff. Just take a look in here, you can kind of see components involved in, we say, just putting powder in a bottle. So this would be a hopper design, or hopper system. Basic design up there is the powder's brought up through like a crane system, and it's a thing called a super sack, so maybe about 500 kilos of powder in it at a time, dumped into there, and then it feeds into a bottom hopper. That's where there's an auger that puts powder in a bottle. So that's happening at a rate, for a product of this size, probably around like 25 bottles a minute. It could be more, could be less. This is where the powder actually goes over an automated check weigher system. So what that is in the middle, there's a scale, and the bottle goes over it, and it has to be within a certain range to automatically get moved on. So the minimum would be, that really in the front of the label, you always see any kind of supplement, they always say net weight.
So here's the net weight. You got 440 grams, right? So we'd give a threshold of this probably 3%, but all plus 3%.
Yeah.
So if it's anything under 440, you would see it kicked off here. And then really we still give an up range. Obviously giving more is not necessarily a bad thing. So 3% on something like that, you're talking about close to 15 grams. So the range would be between 440 and 455.
Yeah, if you're working with a good manufacturer, either getting the exact amount or a little bit more. But if it's out of that range, it's automatically kicked off, and we just do a manual adjustment and add or take out a little powder wherever it needs to be. So for there, it goes through metal detection. Again, that's an automated check. It's a critical control point. If any kind of metal would be detected within that, it is automatically kicked off and rejected. So no room for error. So from there, we put on lids, put in scoops, desiccants, cards, whatever kind of the product calls for. And then it goes through a inductor So when the lid's on and that runs through that, it uses a magnetic field to heat up the liner, and then the liner adheres to the bottle. So by the time that product actually leaves this room, it's in a sealed bottle. From there, goes through lot code on the bottom. So you always have a work order, the lot number, and then you have timestamp, date, everything. So there's complete traceability to when that bottle was manufactured and where. Labeler right there, very expensive machine.
Like the different types of label. So obviously you got two different types of labels. You have a pressure sensitivity, you have a shrink. So you could explain this and then where it's done versus
Yeah, so we have essentially kind of peeled it off, but if you do, it's sticky, right? Label is adhered in like a rotation to the bottle. Those come in a roll that's pretty much about 12 inches in diameter. You could have several thousand labels on it. But essentially what it does, it traps the bottle there in a prism, rotates it while it's applied. The alternative to that is a heat shrink label. And that's kind of where you see, you know, sometimes it goes up over the top or it's covering the whole body. But we do that through steam application. But it's not just sports nutrition, it's pretty much the two predominant label types. You also see that like a bottle of Windex that's using a heat shrink label. It's just a little bit more complex of a design. So from there, the bottles come down the line onto a collection table. There we're doing a inspection of the bottle, working at lot code, label, neck band, everything visually checks out, and then making sure the information's right, lot code information. So they're checking every single bottle before it's packed out into one of those boxes. From there, it goes through a tape chain and a palletizer. So it's stacked, whatever your pallet configuration is. That gets sent down over there where it goes into an official palletizer where we're wrapping it, corner boards, making sure everything's secure for wherever it's shipped to. From there, that material is put onto in our racks where it's on a quarantine hold. So throughout the run, we're taking bottles and then those are built together, blended together, and put to the lab for testing. So we're testing all of your active ingredients, micros, we're IDing it, heavy metals, so all that stuff of that nature. If you see gluten-free on the outside, it's getting tested for gluten, allergen testing, anything of that sort. So this is our QC lab where actually all of this testing occurs. So that's for both the raw ingredients and the finished goods. This lab is ISO 17025 certified. So it's actually an accredited third-party laboratory. Pretty much what that means is that other people can have their stuff sent here and tested on validated methods. It's also kind of showing how the extent of how good that quality system is in here. So again, what we're testing could just really vary, right? You could be looking at creatine content, you could be looking at protein, you could be looking at any one of your amino acids, B vitamins, or you know, ID, anything. So what that is really depends on the product type. Because we are an NSF certified facility, what we are doing is actually anything that's an assay or an active ingredient, we're actually rotating through the label to make sure on a yearly basis those all get tested. So it's a pretty strict protocol. That's all happening, those tests at random, which one they are, and they all get tested within 1 year. So again, not a lot of co-mans run that kind of system, so really the quality is top notch.
This is it, the orange mango. Boom.
cheers.
Yes. This is I'm telling you, this was my favorite of what we did.
This is as good as I remember.
Dude, this is, you know, sometimes, is this the actual retention from the samples, or is this the final?
This is a finished product.
Yeah. A lot of times, I don't know if you noticed this, but you go from sample to finished, and a lot of times it can be better.
Yeah.
Because you scale it, the ingredients are better blended, there's a lot of things going on.
Segregation, smaller stuff too, so like you get like hot spots, right?
Yeah, this is better than I remember, and this was, so here's a story. My partner is he's picky. Chad is picky, and he's like, he didn't even know what this was. I'm like, just take this. He's like, what was it? That was amazing. It tasted amazing.
Down with it.
Yeah. So the orange mango is off the chain.
Yeah, I would honestly give this like a 9.8. Obviously, it's going to seem biased, but we sample a lot of stuff. This flavor,
wow.
As you look at the 3 flavors that are launched, you gravitate probably towards strawberry, lemon, lime.
Yeah.
I really say give the orange a shot.
That's really good. Strawberry lemonade. This is the one I think everybody, this is gonna be our best seller, I think. Just look at it, it's dope. I mean, this just looks, and it's a good flavor.
Okay, that one's better. I'm gonna say, this is not for the camera. This one tastes better than I remember.
Wow, the strawberry really came
Cold
through.
water really helps with that too, though.
That is ridiculous.
Okay, I
don't even know if I can judge.
that might be the.
I don't even know if I could judge these against each other. You know what I mean? Like,
That was good.
that's tough. Wow.
I remember the orange being really good. I don't remember that strawberry being as good as that.
My fear of this is people ODing that they taste so good. I think people are gonna be drinking like, I'll just have another one, have like 6, like me.
Yeah. Next Saturday.
We have the dispenser. I think I might have 20 servings.
Keg stands out of it.
All right, so let me put this back where it came from. Make it pretty.
Now, lemon lime.
Lemon lime. I say we just roll right through that.
It's strawberry.
Now, if you look at the consistency of the powder, you saw how in the manufacturing process it was ground up, and I mean the consistency, you could tell it's mixed well.
This for about 5 seconds, and it'll be good to go.
Yeah, it's fully dissolved.
Yep, not much foam, which is good.
After the first two, I don't even know what to expect.
The strawberry, I don't remember being that good.
I don't remember it being that good. I remember it being really good, but I don't remember it being knock your pants off.
I actually want more of that now. That's gonna be my go-to tonight. Thank you.
See, I'm a lemonade guy, dude. This will be the best seller in the South. I need some lemonade. This is the Southern winter right here. Regionally speaking, I'm wondering what will do well regionally. I think this fresh lemonade, man. It's country time.
That is very refreshing, actually.
Got a little lime kick to it. Dude, not only is the formula fully transparent, using the highest quality ingredients, made in the best facility you could possibly find, and of course in collaboration with the greatest gyms on earth, Carbon Culture.
Yes, buddy.
But this also is the greatest tasting pre-workout I've made. Well done.
Yeah, nice done.
This is amazing.
So we've been working on this for about 3 months.
Yeah.
And as you guys can see, here is the final label. Everything fully dosed. I think some nice things that you're gonna see is things that are little small tweaks that make a big difference is I think using natural caffeine sources. I think a lot of people are used to using synthetic caffeine. I do think that the polyphenols from the coffee really do help with the crash, but also kind of keep you uplifted. You got a full dose of citrulline. You're getting your daily dose of creatine as well. Solid dose of beta-alanine, 3.2 grams. Really nothing's more than that in the market. You got glycersize, which is obviously for the pump. We've talked about that previously. 2 grams of taurine, betaine anhydrous, guarana seed, coffee from obviously, or net caffeine from coffee, threonine, and then we got a ginseed extract. So it's very well rounded, hits every spot. You're gonna get a pump, you got some cardiovascular to it, you got enough caffeine to get the job done.
So here's what we're gonna do. Saw this video going over all of everything. You have the series, you have the playlist on YouTube. Do a separate video going over the benefits of all of the ingredients. We'll do a quick and dirty for Instagram, do a big and dirty for YouTube. So anyway, guys, this is the first of its kind. Not only in collaboration with probably the most elite, you name it, facility in the United States of America, and I'll even compare it to other countries. You know, damn well you got China, okay? And also combined with a great gym, we have a nice base, a nice homestead to be at, and of course with MTS Nutrition. This is amazing. Thank you so much for this, man. We look forward to launching
fun.
this.
And then also,
it's gonna be great.
Next week, this will be released. Marc's releasing it at our grand opening on the 19th in Murfreesboro. It's got a ton of athletes coming. It's like literally a small expo. Like we were just saying, it's gonna be a block party. It's gonna be outside. But you can't really go to an event and touch as many influential people if you're into fitness and bodybuilding as you will at this event. I mean, anywhere from, you got Mr. Olympia to a guy named Juju that'll be doing backflips and karate probably half the time. But it's a wild characters. Get there, sample this, buy this, be the first to get it.
All right, guys, we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. And I'll link down below, of course, Carbon Cultures. And if you're not there, I'll also link somewhere else to buy it. Guys, thanks for watching. That's not a game.